execution is where tend to fall short, but I could just sit and dream and imagine all day and just come up with all these ideas, and implementing them is a challenge. So allow myself to dream, but not only dream, to also execute on those ideas, and realize that it's not just me. I'm just part of the puzzle. I need to enact somebody else with those gifts to bring that dream to reality. And so, the term allow myself is allowing myself to really let go and not control the whole message, but allow people to kind of step into their roles that they may be struggling with. Maybe they're trying to find their way, empowering them to do what they do well.
Welcome to Allow Yourself podcast. Today we have a different kind of guest, very interesting and very intriguing at the same time. And his name is Kevin Brown. And before I start the podcast, I will ask Kevin, why are you here? Why are you here in Allow Yourself podcast?
That's a great question. And I will answer it this way. For a long time, I've been hiding kind of behind the scenes, trying to do my work as a designer, developer, always in the background. And then my job came to an end 12 years ago. So I had to figure something out. I had a young family, decided to start my own business. What I knew was that I knew how to design and create websites and create that customer journey. What I did not know was how to get clients, to serve clients. I didn't know how to run a business. So that was a challenge. The first 2 years, very scary. So, fast forward a few years, started making connections, networking, becoming more confident, knowledgeable in my craft, and just growing. And I still only got to a certain point in my confidence and where I was as a person, um, just shy, insecure. Those kind of that old self was still there. So learning how to overcome that, um, I got a business coach and talked to some people, put myself into situations where I had to confront it, where I had to fight that fear and feed my faith. And one of the things that my coach recommended was that I get on podcasts and just challenge myself. And so I've done, I think, 4 or 5 now. This would be my fifth one, I believe. Um, Scary. It's still scary, but it's something that I'm learning to accept. Something that I'm learning to grow through and persevere through. And what I learned is that to not think less of myself, but to think of myself less. So it's not about me. It's about who I'm speaking to. And it's about providing value and um, taking interest and caring for that person. And so that takes the pressure off myself, and learning about another human and what they're doing, and taking interest in that. So that has given me a new perspective on how to approach these things and how to approach every meeting with a client. So I'm doing um, live discussions with complete strangers, and I'm just talking to them, asking them questions, and it's remarkable what it's done for me. I just turned 58 a couple days ago, and I feel better than I did 10 years ago. My health is better. I've been working out, eating better, sleeping better, taking care of my family better, just all those things, and it's been remarkable.
So first of all, congratulations for your 58th birthday. And
Thank you.
and that's, I can understand why you're here, not only because of the podcast, but of the name of the podcast. Because if I would like to ask you the question then, when you hear allow yourself, what comes to mind?
When I allow myself,
Yes, when you hear the words allow yourself,
mm,
what's the first thought that comes to mind?
I think it's, I'm a dreamer, so I like vision, big ideas. Execution is where tend to fall short. But I could just sit and dream and imagine all day and just come up with all these ideas, and implementing them is a challenge. So allow myself to dream, but not only dream, to also execute on those ideas, and realize that it's not just me. I'm just part of the puzzle. I need to enact somebody else with those gifts to bring that dream to reality. And so, the term allow myself is allowing myself to really let go and not control the whole message, but allow people to kind of step into their roles that they may be struggling with. Maybe they're trying to find their way, empowering them to do what they do well.
You know what I hear in this conversation, in the first part that you tell why you, um, I was thinking that you were about to answer me, allow myself to be seen, because you said
Mm,
that you were in your backstage and you were very, very comfortable
hmm
in your niche, and you were like in your cocoon over there, and then how do I step up to be in front of the business and get clients and talk to people, and it's very scary for people that are introvert and shy and that
hmm
uh, are used to be behind the scenes suddenly to step up. I need to be seen, I need to be in podcast, I need to talk to people. So and but you didn't say that, you didn't say to be seen, but you said something that really allow you to be seen, that is allow yourself to let go, to let go of all that, and to let go, to control everything, and to just give others the opportunity to show and participate, and let them do their best, so we can collaborate. And
Right.
that's beautiful, because one of the things that I really enjoy doing this podcast is that it became a research for me. At the end of the day, I started before, but it wasn't the original idea for me, but it became after interviewing people, each person, in order to move to do a breakthrough, they need to allow themselves something, or to get one permission, their own, no, their
Mm,
own permission, no
right.
others, their own. And you said something that is really nice. It's not only for me to step up, what did I have to let go? What did I have to release in order for me to do that step?
Mm.
So, and what is the one permission besides that you have to give yourself to be in the business you're now?
That's a good question.
That is a
Um,
CEO and designing and websites and
right.
talking to clients. What have Okay, you get the client, so you're already in front of the client. What do you have to allow yourself, or what do you need to permit yourself to be there and understand what the client need to say?
Yeah, it's allowing myself to be heard, but also to listen, um, because it's really, what their needs are, and it's meeting their needs. And so, there's a certain amount of humility, because I know a lot about what I do, and my clients don't necessarily know a lot about it. So it's sharing with humility, but also just with expertise, and just bringing them along into my vision, and what I'm thinking, and what I see for them. So I don't work with every single client that comes across. Sometimes it's just not a good culture fit. So it's not always about the money, but it's about the experience and whether we can work well together. I'm not for everybody, and not everybody is for me. So, there is a discovery that has to take place. So allowing them into that space with me, is important, and for them to allow that as well. So when that clicks, just the magic happens. It's really kind of neat how it all works.
So it's to listen what they need or what they're looking for. That sometimes I assume, because I'm talking about myself in the website at the beginning, is I don't know what I
Mm.
want. I don't know what I want to show. I don't know
Hmm.
um, what I want to transmit with my website, but also to be heard. And that's a big allowing to be heard also as to be seen, because you said with humility but with expertise, and those words not necessarily go together, right?
Hmm.
Because you need to allow yourself to let them know how much you know, that probably they don't understand half of what you're saying. So,
Correct.
so how do you express yourself in order to, um, for your clients, especially lawyers, that I see that you work a lot with lawyers, with
Hmm.
injury lawyers that are I don't know your experience, but my experience is that they are very technical, very right minded, very left minded, very structured, and because they have to do everything precise, because one word can change completely the meaning. Um, how do you present yourself to them in order for them to believe that you really are an expert?
Tell a story. So I try to put them in the shoes of somebody that they need that needs help, their help, their expertise, their
Mm.
knowledge. And when I can effectively communicate that kind of story to them, um, that usually helps bridge that gap. Um, so they need to know who they're helping, who they're serving, and some do, and honestly, some don't. It's
Mhm.
amazing. They're in business that became a lawyer for maybe they were pressured into it by their parents. Maybe who knows? Who knows why? There have been several reasons. So it's the discovery process kind of digs down into that. The more interactions we have, the more information and details and sense of what it is that they're truly trying to do. And so, over 3 or 4 meetings, um, we finally come to a point where it's like, this is what we're looking at. This is who you're trying to serve, and this is what I'm hearing from you. And then we can go into the data side of things of like, this is what people are actually searching for when they're looking for car accident lawyer. This is what they're saying online, and so we can tap into that stream via search and AI now, so we can help them at least drive the right customers, the right clients to them. So it's just a lot of conversation, a lot of questions, positioning, finding out who they are, um, and really teaching them who I am as well and how I can help them. And yeah, it's just kind of a dance that goes back and forth. We both have to be in step, and it takes a while to get there sometimes.
That's brilliant, because entering into a niche without judging, but knowing I had the experience to go through a lot of, unfortunately, a lot of lawyers, um, it's it's putting them with the story, and with with storytelling, and in a very subtle way. It's not about you. The website is not about you. It's not about what you
Yep.
need to offer. It's what your client needs to get.
Right.
And for most of us, the population, and I include myself, even that I am a psychologist and I'm a coach and I've been working with it, is not about me. It's not
Hmm.
about me. How can I help you? Okay, how can I help you? But you have to tell me about you in order for me to see how can I help you. So
Mm.
that dance that you say, it's brilliant. It's like the dance, right? I need to allow myself to listen, but also I need to allow myself to be heard. And it's not for
Mm.
granted to be heard. You can talk and talk and talk, and the other person cannot listen at all. So
That's so true.
that's in the dance, you know how to do the steps so you don't step on the other person and don't
Hmm.
hurt the other person
Right.
in that dance. And even here, where we're talking with humbleness, as you call it, you the audience can feel your expertise, because even if you're behind the scenes, that you're not anymore. Okay, once you have the client, then you are behind the scenes, behind the construction of the website and the SEO, how they want to get presented, how they want to be um, understood, let's call it like
Right.
that. So it's sometimes we think about people that design websites and CEO and marketing and whatever, that it's so technical, and so the most important thing is the design. But if you have no connection, as you're telling, and I'm repeating what you're saying, just correct me if I'm wrong, if I understood,
Hmm.
just to have be with the client, you need to have that connection with the client, and it's not for granted. Sometimes there's a match, sometimes it's not a match. So money doesn't become, not all money is good money, because if I get the client and I don't have that connection, it's just wasting of time for both of us.
Right. Yep. Absolutely. So yeah, there is a process to it, and um, a lot of attorney websites are, they're phrased and worded in a way, written in a way that it's all about them, their accomplishments, kind of, that sort of thing. And while that is still important, they have to demonstrate expertise, right? Um, but when somebody is, is injured in a car accident or train accident or whatever it is, they're having the worst day of their life at that moment. And so when they're called, they're not, they're not looking for all those accolades, and they're just like, I just need help right now. And the first person that picks up the phone is that person, that should be there to address those needs, as soon as possible. And so, every attorney, every client is different, and they approach things a different way. There's some are very high in empathy, some are not. They're very analytical, and it's a numbers game. It's a case rather than, another person that needs their help. So there are all kinds, and I tend to lean toward the empathetic side and trying to help those people get more clients. um, 'Cause I feel like they're just going to serve them well as a person, and I think that's important.
Is So the importance for you is on the work you do and the design you do and the conversation you do, is to show through your work also that the person perceives there is empathy there. Is we are here for you, to help you. So you can call me in order to help you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's important with crafting the right message. You don't want it to be so far one way or so far the other that it just does not sound like them. It really has to come from them. And so that's what happens through our discovery process. Like, just ask them who they are, what do they do, who they serve, why do they serve these people, who, what's their why. And we get down to all those nitty gritty things, and we finally create that ideal customer profile. And then the messaging is based on that. Everything that they say and do online is based around that customer profile, and so that attracts the right people to them. And that's the whole point. It's not just a shotgun approach. It's like, these are the people that we want to help, that we want to work with, because this is our strength. And so, we try to get to the bottom of that. And you know, there are some attorneys that just are not along those lines. They want to be on the billboards. They want to be the loudest one in the room. And that's okay, I guess, for them. That's not who I typically work with. But um, and it's a no judgment zone. I'm just like, I'm not saying that these are bad attorneys, not at all. They're very effective, and they do well in their own right. I just choose not to work because that doesn't align with my strengths and my culture.
Yeah, it's not your match.
Yeah,
Uh, it's like having a date also, or a business partner is the same. It doesn't mean that they are bad or it's not a good fit. That's all. It doesn't, and it doesn't match. And besides lawyers, who else do you serve?
so I've worked a lot with nonprofits and community banks. It seems like a weird mix of clientele. Um, But it's really based on my experience of the last 25 years. I've worked a lot with banks and attorneys and nonprofits. I mean, those three areas. So I know about them. I know how they think, how they work. So it's an easy conversation. I know what questions to ask and how to get to the bottom of what they're attempting to do. I'm not afraid to push back. I'm not afraid to lose or not win the account. Um, because if I'm always just trying to win an account, it could be just a miserable experience for everybody. And that's not what I'm about. I want it to be a winning experience. And for that to happen, we have to be in alignment. So we just, ask those questions and respond and just walk in step with them and just help them out. So yeah, those three areas, I've worked with every type of service business you can think of in the past. Now it's just more refined into those three areas.
Not easy areas, the three of them.
No, no,
No,
not at all.
lawyers, banks, but usually the clientele, the people are that need banks or need lawyers, the nonprofit, I don't know what kind of nonprofit, but I assume is the same thing, are people that really need help and don't know how to approach because they are
Right.
deep down into
Yep.
problems. But if you
Right.
are looking for a lawyer, it's because you really are in a problem. And if you're
Hmm.
looking for a bank to help you and to get, it's a bank for me, can it help? Well, it's also very sensitive.
Hmm.
All those are very sensitive clients. So probably you a very sensitive person too.
I am. Yeah. And that's okay. I'm a musician. I played the
Okay.
trumpet since I was 5 years old, honestly. Went to school for music education degree. I got my master's in music and trumpet performance, played professionally with a couple orchestras. I taught at the university. So, you know, my teacher, he was from the Chicago Symphony, Rudy Nash, and he taught me in a different way. So we would go to the listening center and we'd listen to great opera singers. And I'm like, why are we listening to opera singers? I'm a trumpet player. We'd listen to violinists. We'd listen to everything but other trumpet players. And so I didn't question it for a while. And finally I asked Rudy, why are we listening to opera singers? And he said, well, you have to listen to their phrasing. So, with a trumpet, you breathe, you can only hold a note for so long. But opera singers have a way of carrying that phrase for a very long period of time. And also violinists, they just, with their bow, they can keep that phrase going. Because I want you to understand that there is a story being told. And whether you're playing the trumpet, saxophone, violin, singing it, you need to tell that story as connected and as beautifully as possible. And so that just kind of shifted my whole thought process and how to communicate. And so now I'm not communicating with my trumpet anymore. I'm communicating with my voice, with my ideas, with my messaging, and that presents a new challenge.
And your
Um,
design, and your
and
design
design,
also.
absolutely, all of it. Yeah, all of
Mhm.
it kind of goes together. So yeah, it's just a different. Yeah, so sensitive, sure. Yeah, you always feel that whenever you release something, you put it out there on the online. You're like, who's going to judge it? Who's going to question it? Who's going to say you didn't do this right? You get all those voices, and you just have to ignore it and say, this is what we did for this client. This is why we did it this way. This is how we did it. And then just back it up with data. and just say, yeah, this is a win. It's a huge win for them. And so, yeah, it's a journey. Every day is a new challenge and a blessing, really. Just grateful for it.
What did you have to allow yourself in order to change careers?
Ooh.
It's not easy because you said since I
No,
was 5 years old, that was your identity, a trumpet player.
it took me a long time to get past that. A long time. You're right. Identity. That was it. I was Kevin, the trumpet player. Everybody knew me as, oh, that guy plays the trumpet, you know? Everything I did, that's where my confidence was, that's where my voice was. But don't ask me to speak to a group of people, you know? That was not me. Um, so
I
having
just say ta
to
ta 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 ta. That's all I do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, so yeah, trying to break out of that, not abandon it because it's still part of me, part of who I am, but just welcome this new idea, this new approach to communicating. And so this is, why I'm doing these things. Yeah, I get nervous. I sweat and my mouth gets dry, but it's getting better. So it's just like exercising, those first few times, first few weeks, you're sore, you're in pain. But after a while, you get stronger and you work more efficiently. You realize that you're lifting more weights, you're doing more of this, more of that. You can walk farther, run farther. Um, it's the same idea. It's just developing the muscle. And so, yeah, shifting from trumpet playing to doing what I do now was pretty abrupt, and it was very different.
Yeah, we can see it. We can see it very different because you were sitting on the back with your
Yep.
trumpet that was in between you and all the and the how do you say it,
Audience,
and the
audience.
audience,
Hmm.
and you were in a group. You were not by yourself. You were just part of something bigger.
I
And now,
blended in.
yeah, and I can, even though if you ask me, you were already communicating, because if you are out of tone in the
Yeah.
orchestra, they will know it's you. Okay, right? So you have to
Yep.
blend and play with everybody and just communicate with your music and your breathing and your sitting and your body language, and all of you as a group, you felt like you're part of something else. But when you went take the step forward, you had to start backwards, to start you by yourself, talk by yourself. It's like playing by yourself. You're the solo in the front, right? It's like the opera singer at the
Yeah.
at the front. But you said, I cannot do this by myself. I need to let go and be again in a part of a group, of a team, that we are all together. I cannot play all the parts.
Right.
It's like, so you learn a lot in the music, and I can understand the I can see your sensitivity and the way of listening and being heard, right? Because
Right.
you need to listen where is the orchestra going and what part they are playing in order to fit in. But it's, you've been heard, but you're
Hmm.
listening first to the
Right.
others. So yeah, it's a very nice flip that we can say, oh, there is nothing here with that to compare with that. But yes, the sensitivity also in order what the audience want for us to play.
Right.
So it's a very nice. It's not a metaphor. It's a way of living.
It is a way of living. I agree. That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
So um, your identity. Coming back to your identity. So how do you define yourself now? How do you see yourself now?
My why has always been my family, my wife, my two kids, and now my grandson. Um, they're the reason I do what I do. And so I do it to the best of my ability. I'm still learning, I'm still growing. And I had a friend ask me, he's a few years older, he's retired now. And he asked me, he's like, well, so when you're retiring? I'm like, and that just struck me so oddly because I never really think about it that much. I just like, this is just what I do. I enjoy it. Why would I stop doing it at 62 or 65? I mean, if I'm capable and I still enjoy doing what I'm doing, maybe it's different than what I'm doing right now, but I'm just going to keep going. I'm not going to sit around. I'm not going to golf all day or go fishing. It's like, that just doesn't interest me. Um, Helping people and just being part of that, this process of designing and discovery and learning about different businesses and how I can help them, show them that I can help them. That's still kind of fun to me. So I'm going to keep doing that.
And interesting that the society and put us a age, right?
Right.
A age to retire. And I'm 64, so almost 65. And a lot of those questions are around me. But I said a couple of years ago that this is my second adolescence, right? Because
Yeah.
it came to a place that I don't know where I'm going to be, what I'm going to do, with whom, like you were when you need to change your 12 years ago that you need to change your career. It's like who I am, who am I, what am I going to do, who I'm going to be with, and for us women, and hormonal issues come into it too. So it's plain adolescence. No, it's the only thing
Yeah.
is that we are a little bit more experienced and maybe a little bit more money. So um, my question at this time to retire is what am I going to do the next 30 years? Right?
Right.
Because the expectancy is to live 90, 92, 88, so at this
Right.
time. So I have 30 years to go. So my, my answer is I'm going to keep working for my peanut butter, not for my bread. And maybe I can buy some jelly too, right? To put it in the bread. So I already have the bread, right? It's fine. I
Right.
have the bread, but I want some peanut butter or
That's
maybe
right.
some Nutella to put on the bread. So
I like that.
it is what you're saying, right? It's the identity that I'm enjoying what I'm doing. Maybe I have to align a little bit or slow
Yep.
down a little bit or have more time for my grandkids now, but it's not retiring. It's not
Right.
retiring from life because that's what people expect us to retire from life, not from work. People
Yep.
expect us to retire from life.
Yeah,
Is
you're right.
is and
Yep.
so you can play the trumpet in your office.
Exactly.
So the tan
Exactly.
tan 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 at the entrance of every time the client comes, so you ta 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 ta
That's,
ta. That's the
that's
image I
actually a
have.
neat idea. I should do something like that on social media. Every time I get a new client, I announce it with
Yeah,
my horn.
it's your identity here and
Yep.
there. Yeah, I can tell you that I used to work in security, in selling
Mm,
padlocks, doors, helping people to feel safe closing doors. And
yeah.
life brought me, okay, but I studied behavioral sciences. I work in security, but life brought me back to use the key instead of closing doors to open minds and hearts. So
Mm, that's
it's the
fascinating.
okay. So if you can
Yeah.
relate in your world of your music and your design, is it's the two sides of the same coin as me. Is like one is closing doors to feel safe, and the other
Yep.
one is opening minds and hearts to feel safe too. But it's the same.
Right.
Are you closing or are you opening? You need trust
Right.
here and you need fear here. So where are you? In the fear
Yeah.
or in the trust?
Right.
So it's a nice path. So um, I can feel and see your expertise and your empathy and your compassion and your self compassion too. that is like, if it's for me, it's for me. If it's not for me, it's okay. No, all money is good
Right.
money. So really, really impressive to have somebody that is so sensitive in one side to work with so dry perceived customers like
Right.
lawyers and banks. Okay,
Hmm.
because that is bottom line. What do you need to say? Okay, bottom line. Okay,
Yep.
uh, um, so it's a really nice dance. I congratulate
Hmm.
you. It's
Thank you.
admirable to see. We can feel the passion that you have in the work you do, and as there
Hmm.
is so much passion, I'm sure there is so much creativity and simplicity to understand and to connect.
Right.
So,
Yep.
um, yes,
It's still about people. That's what it comes down to. It's still about people. It's business, but it's people. And you just need to know how to connect with them. And when you do, it's great. It's awesome.
connection
Yeah.
before perfection is connection.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah. So, before I ask you my last questions, I would like to ask: would you like to give our audience any special advice? What do they need to allow themselves in order
Mm.
to get to
Life is
you?
short. Life goes by very, very fast. Um, if you're holding back because you're worried about what people might say about you, say about your work, just do it anyway. You know, feel the fear and do it anyway. That would be my advice. I wish I'd learned that sooner. Um, but no regrets. I'm here now, and I'm grateful for it. For where I am. So you know, um, I, I I do my best to schedule my day so that I can be more intentional about what I do. Um, and so I think staying organized. Um, don't think that you have it all figured out. Most people don't, and that's okay. Read, learn, understand people, learn to communicate. I'm still learning. But those are all important things. Just put others before yourselves, and you'll be okay.
Beautiful. Because what Kevin is saying, people, people, people first. Even if he
Hmm.
works in a website and with computer and design and
Hmm.
very technological work, people first. And
Yep.
and the technology is to serve the people, not the other way around.
Correct.
Very nice. So I would like to ask you, what would you have to allow yourself now in order to take your next step?
That's a very, very good question. That is something I think about often. It's like, what's next? Where do I go from here? Because I've never really settled. I'm always looking, like I said, I'm a dreamer. So um, my next step, honestly, is kind of letting go of a few things and allowing somebody else to come in and kind of manage a few things. So that's, manage social media. I already have somebody managing my social media. So Jessa is awesome. She takes care of that for me. A huge burden off my plate. She does a fantastic job. So more of that. That was a big step for me. Um, when you work on something so hard for so long and you build it to something that's working well, it's hard to release that to somebody else. And so for me, that is important. To take the next step, I need to let go of a few things. So that's what I'm working on. So I'm putting um, SOPs together, putting trainings together. So every time I do something, I'm thinking about how would I teach this to somebody? How would somebody else coming in, not knowing anything, would they be able to understand this and step into this role? So that's what I'm thinking now, and I'm working on it.
That's brilliant. I really like that because it's allowing to let go.
Mhm.
It's it's allowing. yourself also to trust that
Right.
other can do the job as well as you or even better, right?
Exactly.
You need a lot of trust to do that.
Yep.
And when you have the trust, you need the courage to test it
Yep.
uh, there. And my question would be, you need that's your next step to let it go. The question is for what? What's next?
Mm.
More time, more rest, more family time, more what?
Time. Time is something you can't get back. So more time, freeing up some of my time to do that. Um, yeah, not necessarily anything grandiose. Travel a little bit, but time with family, just helping out the kids and helping them realize their dreams. And yeah, building something that's great that I can be proud of and I can maybe hand off to somebody. And I don't know. I don't know. That's a ways down the road, but that's kind
Yeah,
of,
but
you gotta have a target.
yeah, yeah, I know. Sometimes it's to slow down. It's
Hmm.
just to rest. It's just to read, right? It's just to have the time to do the things that I don't have the time to do it because I'm rushing and I have a lot of my plate. So
Right.
if we say it in the English language, I have a lot of my plate. We say it in Spanish too. We have a lot of my plate, and we need to eat less right now. So we need to take some food off our plate. So
Yeah,
it's so we can focus on feeding our soul and not just feeding our body. So
there you go.
it's yeah.
That's beautiful.
So I like the plate image that you just gave me. Say, okay, I have a
Hmm.
lot of my plate, but I don't need to eat all this. I just
Yeah.
need to eat
And share it
less.
with somebody else.
Yeah, yeah. So I have space for the dessert. We say
Yep.
that also in our food. So
That's right.
thank you very much, Kevin. Thank you very much for sharing your heart,
My
your
pleasure.
wisdom, your vulnerability. Really open, um, really successful, Kevin Brown.
Hmm.
Almost family, right? Because I'm Bron and you're Brown. So
There you go.
yeah, and to those who are listening, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing, and especially remember that allow yourself is not a one step, a one time thing. Is something that you
Mm,
work on it every single day, and every single day something else you need to allow yourself to come in and allow yourself to release in order to live the life you want, and especially to be more of you.
mm,
So
I like that.
thank you
That's
very
great.
much.
Yes.
And
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate
uh,
it.
and you can find Kevin in his website that is kevinbrowndesign.com.
Correct.
Brown with a W,
Yes.
design.com, and
Hmm.
in social media as Kevin
Yep.
Brown, yeah,
Yep. Kevin Brown
as
Design. Yep.
design. So if you want a nice website and with a nice team to work, here you just need to contact Kevin.
All
So
right.
thank you very much. See you
Thank you,
next
Batya.
time.
Okay. Take care.